GSL.
Only one spot remaining in the Final Four. 2 players here to duke it out.
That's right. It's kind of unexpected from Curious, so that's really exciting. Rogue has been doing pretty well overall, getting better and better and better. We've kind of expected him to stay on this route and get deep, multiple times, but Curious, it's like this guy was nicknamed like the King of Code A because he just always falls to Code A and always gets back into Code S, but doesn't do much more than that.
It's kind of cool to have him here now in the round of 8. If he gets to the round of 4, that is huge.
Yeah.
If he loses, I mean, history does repeat itself then.
And let's not forget, he went through it as sick group to get to where he is.
Got first out of that group as well.
Insane, like with Biol and Hero,
that's right.
Hero.
Yeah.
So it
was Hero who did not get out of that group.
Yeah, Curious, like, if you can beat Hero, you actually can beat Rain. Like,
sure.
Hero is as good or better than Rain. So
the real question, though, is how is the ZvZ going to be today? Not just any ZvZ like he's normally done well in, which is best of 3s, but a best of 5 ZvZ.
Yeah,
with a lot of prep time in there.
He did well against Biol, and Biol is considered better than Rogue, but, I mean, Rogue is a very smart player.
And also a very different player.
Yeah. I think that this could go either way. I don't know.
We are going to take I'm sorry, we thought a video was going to come on that you guys could look at. So
why would you think a video was going to come on?
I'm schizophrenic. People talking. I have people talk inside my head sometimes. But we'll have a video that shortly with them. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how he does. There is going to it's going to be tough. Curious is the underdog here.
Yeah, I would say he's the underdog, but I think that it's a pretty close match either way. Like, I think that Curious definitely has potential to take it down. I do expect Rogue to go up, though.
Video.
야, 이거 재미 톡톡히 봤죠? 밀어냅니다. 발가 왔어요, 이병렬.
자, 8강 2경기입니다. 자, 2경기에 나서는 이원표 선수와 이병렬 선수 바로 만나보겠습니다.
Let's go ahead and meet our 2 players. This is the second match of the round of 8. Hello.
자, 이번에는 저저전입니다. 서로의 소감이 궁금한데요. 이원표 선수 5년간 GSL에서 활약하셨는데 중간에 신장에서
GSL for 5 years now.
소감 어떠세요?
But it's your first round of 8. And you're in good form. How do you feel?
어차피 똑같은 것 같더라고요.
네.
그래서 4강 갈 거고요.
네.
아까
It feels the same because
정윤종 선수가
I really want to get into the semifinals.
그러니까 정윤종 선수가 좀 나이 들고
I heard that Rain wanted to play against me in the semifinals because I'm older.
뭐 제가 이기고 올라가서 느그니 매치를 한번 해도 될 것 같아요.
네,
because he's actually the oldest pro gamer. He'd like to play match against Rain in the semifinals as well.
들어보겠습니다. 자, 2연속 8강인데 소감 어떠세요?
It's your second consecutive round of 8. How do you feel?
솔직히 이원표 선수들이 더 강력해가지고 8강 좀 힘들 거라 생각했는데 이원표 선수가 올라와 주셔서
I thought Curious wasn't going to make it to the round of 8.
좋아요.
So I want to thank him for getting this far because I feel that he's an easier opponent and I'm going to take him out.
오늘의 저그전이 탄생을 하게 되는데요. 그런데 저그전 승률이 두 선수 모두 그렇게 좋지는 않던데. 자, 오늘 자신감 있으실지 궁금하네요. 이원표 선수는 자신 있으세요?
You guys both don't have good records against Zerg players in the GSL. Let's talk about that. Well, it's true, but I did prepare well. I know I don't have a great win rate, so I'll have to play my best to see how I do today. And what about you, Rogue?
매대에서 많이 해봐가지고 스타일을 잘 알고 있어서
I play a lot of matches against Koreans in the ladder and against Curious in the ladder, so I think I know his style pretty well.
네, 자, 유일한 저그가 되고 싶어 하셨던 그 바람 깨졌습니다. 저그 왜 이렇게 잘하죠?
네?
지금 저그 벌써 이원표 선수도 있고
A lot of Zergs are doing very well. Biel, Curious, and Rogue. 3 Zergs still left in the GSL.
저그가 열심히 한다. 이원표 선수 군대
He says I think the Zerg players are just practicing more than other players.
네, 본인을 응원하는 사람들이 많습니다. 어떠세요?
참 오랜만에 이런 느낌 받는 것 같아서 좋은 것 같아요.
네.
군대 안 가야겠어요.
He says he heard a lot of fans are cheering for me, and he says it's a very good feeling. It's the first time I felt like this in a long time. And he says he really doesn't want to have to do his compulsory military service in the army.
먼저 이원표 선수가 해볼까요?
이병렬
Any
선수는
comments to
이제
your opponent?
좀 약간 좀 미래가 밝은 선수고
네.
저는 이제 얼마 안 있으면 군대에 갈
Rogue is a young player. He's got a bright future. And I'm older now. I have to join the military soon. So this time I really want to advance.
좀 미래 촉망한 이병렬 선수가 양보하라고 하는데 그런 생각 있으세요?
Were you going to let Curious advance today, Rogue?
한테 져가지고 이영
네.
선수가 늦게 가서
네.
더
Well, the military service is something that all men have to do in Korea.
떨어뜨리셔가지고 빨리 보내드리겠습니다.
So it doesn't really matter if he
빨리
wins or
퀴즈를
not.
보내주시겠대요. 자, 이제 서로의 그 간절한 마음은 어느 정도 확인을
He
해봤는데요.
says he can just go to
자,
the
오늘 경기
military whenever he gets eliminated in the GSL. I think that's going to be today. That will do it for our interview. Curious against Rogue. Sick.
Yeah, it should be actually quite a fun match. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. What's your prediction for your score? Because I know
Okay.
you think Rogue's going to take
I
it.
think Rogue is going to take it, but I want to see Curious win. I don't care about the score.
Oh, okay.
What about you? I just think this is one of the moments where I'm actually casted it, and I really would prefer to see one player win over the other.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it'd just be it'd be really fun to have Curious.
I'd be
in the
really
semifinals.
happy for Curious to do
Yeah,
that.
but we've been
get so
casting
deep.
him for 5 years
Yeah.
now, bro.
And the thing is, Curious has always been a Zerg that I very appreciate his style, but Rogue is like one of my new nerds that I really like to watch. Like he's raising up so well, he's getting so strong. Thing is, if he doesn't make it, we'll see him make it around it for it. Probably in the future, I think he's like really becoming a great Zerg. So I think I gotta agree. I'd kind of prefer Curious, just because it's like can Curious do this again? I don't know. Like he keeps on talking so down on himself about his age. He's an ancient what, like 24 probably?
It's not really
You
that.
cut him and he like bleeds embalming fluid basically. Pro gamers get their blood removed at 23 tasteless.
For those of you guys that don't know, you know what it's like to be a Korean in Korea, you are required, if you're an able-bodied man, to do 2 years of military service. So everybody who's a dude has to do this. And the problem, if you're a pro gamer, is that you do this military service and then you come back and you are way rusty, way out of the meta, and we just don't see pro gamers come back from that. So essentially, military service equals retirement.
Everyone considers it that way. Absolutely. People have tried. It
We've had
hasn't worked.
Slayer's Boxer and Reach and other players come back in the olden days try to recover. It's just not the same. And I mean, there are obviously various theories about that, but it can't be denied that
you miss out on
the
2
golden years
man.
of your pro gaming life are going to be before your military service, always.
Just about, yeah. I mean, I guess with the game switches, StarCraft II, we saw some players that went through the military and then came back and did StarCraft II. They've been successful.
But that's also a different beast entirely because that's a new game, right?
Yes, exactly.
So then you get like who's really learning faster and who's friends with who and all that jazz.
How much smarter is Nesty than you are?
Yeah, one of those things, man. Nesty turns out to just know the game better than everybody else.
Yeah.
But when it comes
are you brave enough to name your name after a fart? Like, that type of thing.
Yeah, boom, boom. We are going to be going into this match shortly here. Here is Curious. This guy is a veteran of the GSL, but he ain't been in the finals, my friends.
No, Curious in the finals would feel very peculiar indeed. And I mean, I don't think he'll make it, but he does have the potential. He's shown some great games against some of the very best in the world.
As you can see, 5-5 in his last matches against Zerg. Not a good win rate for ZvZ.
Yeah.
I mean, when we pull this up, a player has 1 to 2 losses, and it's usually against some name that's so epic we all look at each other and go, "Of course."
Yeah.
But here, I mean, hell, even losing to Lucira, Ragnarok. No offense to these guys, but these are not Code S Champions. So Curious not too strong against Zerg. However, Curious does have a long history of being in professional matches. He certainly has the right connections to prepare and get good practice partners.
Yeah, he hasn't played that many ZvZs lately in pro matches, as we saw there. Like the 10th match down, like the bottom match there, was actually from like a year and a half ago. So it's like the stats. I don't want to read too deeply, but yeah, he's not a ZvZ killer for sure.
Statistics really can be misleading sometimes.
Yeah. Stats can tell you anything, man. Just watch like an election series somewhere. It's like,
Yeah.
the stats can be skewed all over the place.
Here we have Rogue. Now, Rogue is not as old school as Curious is.
Certainly not.
He is probably one of our newer players. But he also is 5-5 in his last matches against Zerg. So
That's true.
it's something to keep in mind. I would say most people would agree that Rogue is the better player. But Curious did just get at first out of that group with Hero in it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think those recent results may speak more strongly than these 5-5 stats we're seeing from him.
Absolutely.
So,
Have
you
to
know,
agree.
Curious could definitely give Rogue a run for his money.
Well, we're just going to have to wait and see how these guys want to play against each other. I'm very interested for what Integrits are going to choose right off the bat. Like, how many quick pools and whatnot are we going to see as these guys try to out-mind game each other and get those early advantages that can be so powerful in ZvZ.
Best of 5s, very different from best of 3s. They have more time to prepare. They know the maps in advance. We're going to start this series off on the map Overgrowth. GSL.
Strobe lights going.
Yeah. I'm sitting there flipping my globe sticks around.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm sitting at a chained-off table by myself, drinking a bottle of vodka.
I'm there running around. I got my shirt off. I got one of those little baby suckers in my mouth and stuff. You know.
I'm standing up now. I'm nodding my head, like trying to get eye contact with various people in the club.
Artosis has had enough vodka. He's pretty confident he can dance now. In the bottom left, in the red, he is
SBENU Curious.
And in the upper right, in the blue, he is
GSL Green Wings Rogue.
only one spot in the round of semifinals, I guess you should say. Final four.
Yes.
Different ways to say it to make it sound epic.
Yeah. Whatever happens, legends will be made.
A legend will be born.
Yeah. Well,
We've birthed a lot of them here at the GSL.
we have. What was that? I didn't get to catch that.
I actually don't know what that is. Oh, it is we've just been informed by our producer, it's a certificate that means you have completed your military service.
Oh my God, Curious should go steal that.
Jay, am I correct on that? Is that you've started the military service, or is that you have
Completed.
you've completed it? Completed it, okay. Yeah, he should steal that.
Yeah, and then he doesn't even have to go to the military.
And we look back and they were like, why are drones not mining?
Well, hatch first into pool. Okay, this is you know, how many times have I said this? It's ZvZ. Let's watch that production tab.
Let's do it.
So,
The year is 2015, and RTS games can be boiled down to the production tab.
and oftentimes are boiled down to the production tab.
This is the future we have brought.
We have brought this upon ourselves.
Yes.
By wanting all these features while we watch games. With this much information comes great responsibility.
Yes. I am the Batcaster.
Yes. And then you're trying to analyze the game like, why so serious?
Why so serious, Tasteless? People are like, why do they make jokes in the cast? And I'm like, why so serious, nerds?
Let's put a smile on that wall, and Baneling's all running and blowed up. All right.
I bunker rushed my opponent. He couldn't stand the sight of me.
I
Put a Terran on that face.
Put a Terran on that face. Oh, you're fantastic.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I can't follow that up at all. You're just so good.
Thank you. We, yeah, the ZvZ is a little bit slow at the start, guys. Well, it doesn't have to be, but you will know if it's going to not be slow because of the way the production tabs are. So,
is correct. Wow. I want to follow up. I normally have like a nice follow up for any good joke you make, but not this time. You've outdone me completely.
Ooh, speaking of being outdone, Rogue with the block. He had a drone and a queen there. There was no block there for Curious. For Curious. Took me a second. Hey, your matchup's a little bit confusing.
Oh yeah, man.
Both the same race.
Same race. You can't see colors. Who even knows what's what?
We don't even know what's going on.
Why is he attacking his own circling these micro around his base? I don't know.
Well, actually, I've seen that there's a colorblind feature.
Yeah, there's
in
colorblind
games.
modes.
So, how does that work? Do they just like?
I think it's like
make it
there's
contrast in some way.
I didn't test it, but I know some people that are colorblind and stuff, and like it's color based, so it's like you're not colorblind to all colors. It's not like you just see in black and white.
It's something like green and blue are hard to see.
Yeah, there's various types that have different colors that are difficult, and yeah, I think this probably just makes the colors. There's probably some way to just like switch the colors to make it so that you can see despite what type of color blindness.
We don't always have this in ZvZ. The queen's pushing out to get the Overlord. This can indicate that there's going to be a rush coming up here.
I want to pick your brain about an idea I just had.
Yeah.
What if there was a StarCraft mode where the entire screen was just Magic Eye, and you had to like you've done Magic Eyes before. Imagine trying to play that. You'd have such a headache at the end.
Oh yeah, man.
Eventually your eyes would pop out and you'd be like, no, I can't see what's going on.
Turns out it's not good for your brain to cast cross-eyed for 4 hours. All right, well the opening for Curious is going to be really aggressive Ling play. Now what he needs to do is not let that wall up.
Ooh, Curious catching this queen out in front a little bit. Is going to be able to do some transfuse. Well, that's the high energy queen right there, so that's actually highly annoying.
Now we see that he's trying to sandbag this army out by having some structures put in here from behind. So far, it's worked.
Yeah.
I don't know why my voice cracked when I did that. Like I'm going through puberty. I'm like, it worked.
You got excited. It's okay.
There's a girl I like in third period class.
Right now, Rogue is going for the double Evo. He's going to get the Roach speed a lot quicker here as well. It looks like Curious going for a quicker third.
He's going to get up here. He sees the Roaches now.
Oh, gets a drone. That's kind of nice. Yeah, this is actually not too uncommon what we're watching in this game. Like the much quicker third for one player, whereas another player is going for the quicker speed upgrade. But
yep,
he's getting the carapace upgrade as well, so he's spent like a little bit more money on that. So I feel like Curious will probably be able to defend against this and not take too much damage, but we'll see. Right now,
he might be able to force a cancel here. This is actually he just will force a cancel here.
And the Roach is actually turned around, which is not only does he get a cancel, but the Roach is turned around. Curious actually with that move takes a nice lead in this game.
He is everywhere. I have to say, guys, Curious is looking like he's in really good shape. Rogue on 2 bases, and the third base hasn't even started back up yet. Just now did. He could have actually gone up there and gotten it as well from that angle.
And this is really going well for Curious, I would say. Look at this.
The past about 2 minutes that we saw is like the weird kind of flimsy spot in ZvZ where occasionally one guy just doesn't get a hatch up and he just loses.
Yeah.
And we might see the beginnings of that. We'll see how good Rogue is at recuperating. Rogue is getting a macro hatch back there.
That's smart. He's going to need it to really spend his money here because the production of Curious is just better. An additional hatchery and better drone saturation. So, like, I guess we're going to have the +1 carapace for Rogue, which is nice. And, of course, there will be some sort of defender's advantage, but Curious should be able to push out and put pressure on pretty soon here. He has 14 more Roaches right now, and he has 14 Speedlings against 4 Lings that are slow. That is a big difference as far as units go. Like, Curious has got a really nice lead.
A lot of ZvZs are, ZvZ games are deeply complex. I think this one is going to be one of the more simple ones. He just got his expansion up. I mean, by the way, Rogue still is not, that hatch is not yet finished here. And I think what happens is Curious just is like, I have more units than you and wins the game. I think there's
It's probably what's going to happen. He has a lot of lings on the way as well. That's going to help out a lot. He's just going to close in here. He doesn't care about concave versus convex.
No, he does not.
He just cares about more tasteless.
Yeah, and that, I think, is game.
Yeah.
In one of the most non-technical games I have ever casted. And Rogue just got bashed, man.
Yeah, it's...
Look at Curious, did a big sigh of relief. He's like, I'm so glad I had more stuff than my opponent.
Yeah.
Hatcheries are so good. They allow me to bring minerals back to them, which I can use to make.
They also allow them to make more units because they have larva at them.
Guys, I'm pretty sure the hatchery might be the best building in the game. Think about it.
I would say so, yeah.
You make, okay, guys, it makes creep. That lets you build stuff there for sure. You can mine minerals and bring it back to the hatchery. That's where you deposit it. It makes larva. It also has the ability to make a queen. It's got a lot of hit points. It's 300 minerals, which is pretty damn reasonable for everything you're getting out of that. I'd say that was the more hatchery play that won that.
Wow. Really well put, Tastes. I would say that maybe it's the second most useful building next to Dark Shrine. We're always seeing a lot of usage out of the Dark Shrine, but you're definitely right there.
You know, somewhere in the history of StarCraft, somebody made a forum post like, what do you guys think the best building really is? Like,
really?
You know that's happened.
Maybe. You know, I would say that the losing move there was Rogue turning around against those speedlings.
Yeah.
100% that was canceled. That was his only timing where he had an advantage because of his quick speed upgrade. So,
by the way, if Rogue keeps playing like this is going to be a 3-0.
Yeah, you can't make a mistake like that.
Curious is going to backflip up into the round of 4.
You have to be so decisive in ZvZ. You have to either go for it or not. You can't start to go for it and then turn around. That's what his coach just told him. He's like, oh yeah, you're right.
He's a great, yeah. Coach is like, I also just thought the hatchery might be the best building in the game.
But what about Dark Shrine?
Rogue was like, what about turrets? They can detect DTs. And then the coach
I like the
shut
simplicity of the Dark Shrine, where it doesn't have any upgrades. It's just a building. It doesn't even need a pylon. In fact, I like to build my Dark Shrine under a warp prism, just so I can have it unpowered all game.
Yeah. I guess it is, yeah, the only building you don't need to have power, and it's fine.
It just doesn't matter at all.
Yeah. As long as it's there, you're okay.
Yeah. You're not going to crone out those DT upgrades with it. DTs don't get blink or charge tasteless.
Yeah, not yet. Only the DTs that are in Heroes of the Storm get blink.
Ooh.
Yeah. That was when that upgrade finally came. The Protoss were all sitting around like, you know, we got this Dark Shrine, we might as well make it do something. In the bottom left, in the red, the veteran, he is
SBENU Curious.
What if this was the year of Curious, and he just won these 2 GSLs?
Hey man, if we're gonna go by each person gets an animal for the year, that this will be the year of the dead cat.
GSL Green Wings Rogue.
Because Curiosity killed the cat, guys.
Yeah, I think if Curious won this GSL and the next GSL, like, there would be 2 news posts the next day. It's like, Curious wins 2 GSLs in a row. Next day, it's Sue joins the army.
Man, that's good. Well, Artosis.
Yes.
We have 2 great shots of our sponsors here. The Overlord's really helping to support esports.
That's right. At the bottom of each of those tentacles, Curious has a SBENU shoe.
Yeah, the Overlord has 8 pairs of shoes on.
In fact, those tentacles
tentacle.
are actually SBENU laces.
And he's got a giant SBENU shoe on his back.
Yeah. The inside of the Overlord. The outside the Overlord has to look a certain way because of the game, but the inside is all pastel colors.
Okay, so we have 2 diverging builds. One is a quick pull, the other is a quick expansion. However, they can still end up in pretty much the converging. Yes, thank you. Converging builds.
Yeah, they're diverging now, but they can end up converging later on.
Yes, they can end up converging later on. You can end up in the same place. It just depends on how they respond to each other.
Well, not too much different. A little edge by Rogue. But I'm excited, man, to see if Curious can actually take this series home and go to the round of 4. That'd be just so awesome.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
crazy cray.
He's so weird if he won in the finals. It's like him versus Bill in the finals. He just like wins with a couple Zergling speeds, a Roach game, and a Mutilus game, and I'm like, huh, that was a weird ending to the season.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
And so we're seeing a strategy that was actually made more popular out in Taiwan, but the Spore strat here.
Yeah. And he actually moved the Overlord away, so he is completely ready for it. And guess what? That's minerals wasted.
So what that strat is you just run that right under the Overlord and gun it down. And you're probably going to have a Spore later on, so it's really not that bad.
Is Overlord running away there? 18 minerals gained, plus some mining time on that drone.
We have the Lings coming up here now. Going to do a little bit of scouting. Hopefully this game will not look like the last game. But keep in mind, third bases on this map are much harder to hold.
Yeah, that's very true. I wonder if we'll see anyone go Muta here.
Yeah, I think we totally could see them go for Mutas.
It definitely is a possibility. The way they're playing right now is... Let's see if Curious gets speed here. It's kind of what I'm waiting to see. Yeah, I guess he is. Okay. It's not a big tell or anything, but I like getting speed early on this map. 16 Lings on the way for Rogue. 16 slow Zerglings.
I was about to
18.
ask him, like, does he not have speed? Did I miss something?
Yeah, he doesn't have speed.
18 slow Lings. 26
oh
slow
my
Lings.
God. This strategy is actually, we have seen this before a long time ago. This is kind of a crazy strategy. You never expect your opponent to just walk across the map with mass slow
Here's
Lings.
the problem, is that there's a lot of Lings being made right now.
And he's pushing the Overlords back. Now, this should be setting off alarms that he's this far out in the map.
Now, the problem, guys, is that Speedlings will always beat Slowlings. However, there are a lot of Speedlings coming up here.
Oh, he has no idea.
Right here. Yeah, and he does not have any.
He just doesn't have a clue, Tasteless. Oh, man.
Okay, he's going to know now.
This is, by the way, the most painful thing to lose to in the game. Is
Yeah, no, this is like...
all in.
This is going to make you so salty if you lose a game like this. Now, speed is almost done here. Again, Speedlings always beat Slowlings. And the problem is right now there's just a huge number of Slowlings coming here from Rogue.
Yeah, now, we do have 9 more drones for Curious right now. So he actually will be in a great spot if he can hold this. And it's starting to look like he's going to hold it, Tasteless.
Well, I think he can actually just counterattack and win the game. There's no speed for Rogue. This is actually it.
These queens aren't going to get away, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, 20 more Lings coming here, and Rogue is making drones. Guys,
why is he?
Drones do not beat Speedlings.
No, I'm pretty sure they do not. Maybe the ones holding gas scare them off because they look like Banelings, but
God.
2-0.
Curious what is happening.
Curious isn't even
He
sure.
is 1 game away from going to the Final Four and making esports history. Curious, like, damn, I'm wrecking this nerd. What is happening?
Right now, Tasteless, he has to be thinking. I was going to say Tasteless is thinking, but actually you're Tasteless. I know what you're thinking, but I'm going to talk about what Curious is thinking. Curious is thinking right now, like, what is going on? Did I become the best player in the world at some point and not realize it?
Yeah.
He's like, wait a minute. Have I always been this good? Could I have won 26 GSLs in a row if I played like this before?
And what's funny about it, too, is that oh, by the way, this is actually over here, Legend, one of our observers here at GOM, but also a good friend of Curious, in here giving him support. Can we just point out that everybody that's in the booth is not wearing a mask, and the players that are not, the people that are not, playing are wearing masks.
Well, Curious's play is so sick, man. If I was Legend, I'd want to catch whatever Curious got.
I feel like we should be casting this with a mask on right now, man. So, looking at these games, Rogue is in some deep crap, man. I mean, this is really bad. ZvZ, he's lost 2 games in the most basic ZvZs I have casted in a long time.
You know, if I was a coach here, I would actually always have a mask on because I wouldn't want my... Because this is what I would do as a coach. I'd have lip readers in the audience watching what they're telling the other player and then telling me so I can tell my player.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
I would cheat to win.
I would not wear one of these masks. I'd wear one of those old Richard Nixon masks they used to wear when they robbed banks. So like, there's Coach Tasteless wearing a Richard Nixon mask. I have a pumpkin over my head with a jack-o'-lantern face on there.
I just have a black stalk
Tasteless.
over my head and I'm holding a pumpkin in my hand.
There's Coach
I'm the
Tasteless
headless
going in there.
coach.
He always smells like Thanksgiving. All right, guys, game number 3 is starting. The series has been a little bit weird. Is Ro8 going to come back, or is Curious just going to rocket out of the round of 8 and into the semifinals?
Perhaps. We shall see. King Sejong Station going to be this map. Game point, match point rather, for Curious. See if Ro8's got what it takes to start bringing this one back.
And our game is loaded up. Let's see who the final player is going to be. Moving on into the round of 4. Either Curious or Ro8. In the bottom right, with 2 wins so far, he is
SBENU Curious.
He's probably just confused at how he's winning this hard right now. It's like,
Why
okay.
am I beating everyone?
In the upper left, in the blue, he is.
GSL Green Wings Rogue.
If I was,
you know what I think
Curious
it
in the
is?
booth, I'd be like, am I good or is he bad? Like, what is...
You know
This
what?
was not as hard as my practice games.
I think I figured it out. What if Curious's coaches told him, they're like, oh, you have a Code A match today. He's like, okay. And then they're like, you have another Code A match today. He's like, wait, I thought, they're like, no, the format changed. I'm so sorry. You have another Code A match today. And he just thinks he's going through Code A, and he gets into Code S once he wins
And there
his
you go,
tournament.
because Curious is the king of Code A.
Yeah, he always makes it out. So, like, as long as he thinks it's Code A, he wins.
Yeah.
You know, the funny part is that even with that, like, kind of silly joke, it's like a lot of playing well is mental, and if you can get yourself in the same mindset, like, because if you put Curious against anyone in Code A, he has a decent shot of winning. Like, the guy, there's not a lot of pressure there for him. He's comfortable with it. You know, Code S is this big, daunting thing. S is like, what, the 32nd letter in the alphabet or something. I don't know. It's way back there. Okay?
You're like, that's like the 70th
You
letter
start
in the
at Code A. Right? Like, I don't know, man. God, you want me to know where it is in the alphabet?
That letter comes right after exclamation point, right?
Something like that.
Okay. A slow ZvZ to start, but you never know, guys. The Lings can be started at any moment after the spawning pool is finished. I was going to say at any moment, then I know some nerd's going to be like, I'm smarter than the man on the TV. Like, you need a pool to make those. I had to be safe against that.
That was a beautiful voice.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's what that guy sounds like.
To make those.
He made a mistake, and I noticed it. God.
Let me tweet about it
Let me tweet.
without tagging his ID. Yeah,
That's
we
our
read
life,
the main
guys.
feed too, guys. We're reading all the crap you're saying.
Tweeting. Did you guys notice in hour 2 and 45 minutes they made a mistake? Well, link speed has started here for Curious.
I just realized that S is next to A on the keyboard. I wonder if that's how that all happened.
How we named the tournament?
Code A and then Code S, because S is right next to it. If we had something above that, it'd be called Code D.
That's when the World Finals is the Code F tournament. Everybody's just really confused.
No, the World Finals would be Code Caps Lock, because it's actually easier than Code A. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Reality check.
So, we have the Baneling's Nest coming here. Link speed for both of them. Now, Baneling's Nest doesn't always tell us a lot. This can be used for defensive purposes. It can be used for aggressive purposes. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if there's a big plume of lings on either side here. Just about the same being made. A little bit more for Curious right now.
I can't imagine how weird this feels for Curious, because this series, I mean, Rogue is like slipping on banana peels and stepping on rakes and sitting on benches with wet paint. Like, everything is just falling apart.
Yeah.
And Curious is just playing a normal game. And, you know, this is the round of 8 for the GSL Code S. This is pretty competitive. So, Let's see. I
This is
mean,
basically like the best that Curious has ever done anywhere. You know, this
yeah,
is
pretty much.
pretty big deal. He is getting, by the way, a very fast layer, adding a couple gases. I think he's going to go for some Mutalisks here, Tasteless.
I think you are correct. Curious gets the scouting off. Everything's going fine so far. Caesar's only one gas taken and loops around here to check the gases at the expansion.
Well, a lot of information gathered here with those 3 gases being made. No Roachhorn. Definitely could be thinking that it's going to be Mutas he's against here as well. Could be a Muta versus Muta battle, which gets kind of interesting. I do enjoy Muta versus Muta because, like, Spores can beat Mutas, but switching into other tech oftentimes does not. Even if you get Fungals, it's sometimes the bigger Mutalisk block will just win. So you have to be careful about that. A lot of Ling battles at third bases and stuff like that. I like it. I think it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So Rogue does manage to get in there. He does see the Spire, too.
And a Spire there for Rogue.
Uh-oh, we're doing a Brood War ZvZ.
It's looking like it. We do have a little bit more gas for Curious right now. Not a big deal. Because when you both go Mutas, if you fly across the map with your Mutas, if you made the Spire at like the same time with a similar amount of gas, your opponent has more Mutas when you get there. So
yes.
And he also has his defensive Queens, which hit air.
In
He can transfuse.
Muta versus Muta, you got to be very careful because once a guy gets a lead and both the Mutas are attacking each other, because they have glaives that bounce, things spiral out of control very quickly. The amount of damage that actually begins to be dealt is pretty crazy. So,
and a lot of this comes down to the Lings trying to cancel each other's third bases and slow them down like this. Oh, really nicely done. And
Curious is doing it, guys. Guys, it's happening again. The third base has been delayed.
Gigantic deal. Curious with a lot of Lings. Okay, we do have a Ling counterattack. That's very likely to cancel the third base of Curious. Yeah, we don't have any Banelings sitting there. We have very few Zerglings. Of course, he'll be able to do something over here. Are there any Banelings up there? No, there are not. He's getting in here before any Mutas.
There's Lings attacking this hatch center, but that might not be enough.
He's got to be careful here.
The Banelings actually don't get a good angle. Yeah, for that. So he's going to go around. Look at Curious. Whoa, slow down there, July Zerg Jr. Look at this. Oh my god, is he going to save that? Oh, 100 HP.
We'll see if he continues to have that save. And he gets the Queen even. Wow, this has been pretty
This is like
awesome.
Grandmaster game against a Diamond player. Like,
yeah.
These guys look so different. I mean, we know that Curious ate his Wheaties this morning. This is so far such
ate his Mechios.
He ate his Mechios with a glass of orange juice.
I have never seen Slayer's Box or Nornest Tea on a Wheaties box. I have not given them shout-outs.
He's going to go for this hatch again, and it looks like he's going to get it.
Yeah.
So, very important play there, especially since drones are transferred to the extractors.
Now, here's a problem. We do have Rogue with the third base.
Third bases are pretty good. Hatchery
Yeah.
best building in the game.
Could be. I like the Dark Spire still, but...
Dark Shine?
Dark Spire. Looks like a spire.
Okay.
It does.
It does,
They look
oh, yeah.
like really tall.
Yeah, they're both tall.
Yeah.
You can't tell them apart.
Well, no, you can't.
That and
That's
the
one of them's
Sensor
darker.
Tower.
That's why it's the Dark Spire. The Spire and the Dark Spire.
Well, the Muta count, actually, I don't know what the Muta count is right now, but the supply count is...
It's 15 to 12. So Curious has a slight lead, but don't forget, like, some of these are always rallying, and we're closer to Rogue space.
Yeah, that's true. Now, he's sending Lings around here, so these Mutas are really a bit of a diversion.
And he's got to be careful. You cannot engage over a Spore. The Mutalisk player with the Spore will win that. Looks like he is trying to hit this third base. That would be a great place for him to bring his Mutas over to.
Ling counterattack here from Rogue. Ling's headed southbound.
Does get a detonation on that Baneling. That's pretty big.
Oh, man. By the way, getting this gas is actually huge. You need that for the Mutas.
And he's getting the drones and the gas over here as well, so that's a really nice move. We do have another Ling attack here. Some Mutas to try to help out, though.
Did he actually... What happened to the third base for Rogue? We didn't get a shot of it.
He lost most of the drones. He had like 2 drones left.
Okay.
So, lost a lot of gas mining there as well. Right now, the Mulus count is in Curious's favor by 1, but Rogue has a lot more making. He did have that extra.
This is what Rogue needs to do. He needs to get that gas because his gas was taken out. This is really all about gas acquisition here in Muta versus Muta.
Well, looks
I
like
think he could have actually hit that. I think Curious had more Mutas there. You got to be careful because if you're Rogue and you fly too far on the right side of the map, Curious can force you to engage.
Yeah, Curious.
He can just like come up there and meet you.
Curious actually
has
has 2 less right now.
Huh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
It looked like his Muta ball was bigger, but then again, that's one of the harder things to tell.
Well, it's kind of like if you run into a bear in the wild, make your jacket puffy and like try to look big and scary. You can do that with Mutas as well. It's hard in the blink of an eye to count them.
You know, when you see Mutas flying this close together, it really makes me think they must be able to move like synchronized swimmers. I mean, that's like, you know, not easy to do without the wings, you know, knocking into each other and somebody gets hurt.
I think they all stack up. Like this top Muta is so cold. He's like way, way up high in the sky, and the other guy is like barely over Banelings. They just barely splash in.
Well, right now the game is normalizing here. Muta versus Muta is interesting because the Overlords can no longer be spread out all over the map. So you kind of go back into being in the dark. Wings have to be used to scout around.
Right now, we do just have lots of Lings and a lot of Mutas being made. That's kind of just what you have to do. Again, switching out of this is really tough. If you feel like you're behind, sometimes you will try to switch into Infestors, but then your opponent's like, as soon as you get a few more Mutas than your opponent, you destroy them in the Muta versus Muta fight. So that's like, that's why we oftentimes see people just keep making Mutas. It's like a game of chicken.
It's also like a
giant flying chicken.
Giant, yes. Chickens, I think.
Game of chickens.
It's the game of chickens, man. Yeah. In the game of chickens, you either win or you didn't have enough Mutas. You can't really stop. Oh my God, he's going to force engage!
All right, right now it is 37-34 with Curious in the lead, but are they all here? Oh, he's losing 38-36.
He needs to get back.
Rogue has more Mutas at the moment.
Rogue, if he angles is just right, can actually take out a Muta or two there.
Looks like he only got one.
So close.
Yeah, that was some evasive flying maneuvers there by Curious.
Well, looks like Rogue can just eat this, no problem.
Tastes like Mechios.
Well, the supply lead is here. I believe the upgrades are even. Yep. Okay, he's doing it.
All right, well, we are closer right now to Curious's base. He can pull up with some queens to try to help out. It's 29 against 31 right now. Rogue bringing down a couple more Mutas, but there is a queen getting some pot shots, maybe has a transfuse as well.
And you can't run away in this situation, especially not if you're Rogue. Oh my God, he just has more.
Wow, oh my God, indeed.
Do you know, is there any
he has 10 more Mutas now, Tasteless. That's how crazy it is if you have only like a couple Mutas.
GG, 3-0!
What?
What? Curious in round of 4. Sick.
You watch, during this interview with Gary, he's going to be like, I'm so sorry, how many more matches do I have to win to get into Code S? And she's like, huh?
Yeah. Curious, making this look like it was Code A. Just wrecked. Damn, and Rogue, I gotta say, that has to hurt. I mean, he just did not bring it today. Unfortunately.
You know what? I think he needs to change his ID from Curious to I Googled it. Because this guy is not curious about anything anymore. He knows exactly what he's doing.
He already Googled it. He already read the whole Wikipedia.
Well, he neighbored it, but, you know. It's,
yeah, close enough.
That's the Korean version of Google out here, guys.
Well, I mean, there's just not much else to say. Curious was way on top of it, and Rogue did not pick the right build. Did not. I mean, frankly, everything went wrong. That did not look like a round of 8 game. Well, when you are one of the 8 best players in the world, you know, you expect. We all expect better games than that, and I mean, Curious just.
Rogue
I mean, this is like Mortal Kombat, where you just went like that, and you know, knocked him in the air.
Rogue does fail under pressure sometimes still. He doesn't have like the greatest mentality yet. I think that he has a very good way to look at what's happening and how he's improving his skill.
He's a good player, but not always a good performer.
Yeah, and that's something that he's even said. He's like, I don't care if I win anything this year, I just want to get better, which means he has the right mindset, but maybe mentally he's not the strongest yet to keep it all together during that series.
Yeah, well, and compare that to Curious, who's been around for a long time. He keeps saying that he's probably going to have to join the military after he's done with his GSL. I mean, everything's on the line. and it's working.
What if he never loses again?
He just becomes the best player.
Maybe
that would be a good story. He's in the round of 4, guys.
That would be
Curious,
really weird.
How many people would we have imagined to be in the round of 4 that are not here? Life is not here. Hero's not here. People like Zest aren't even in Code S.
Yeah.
Curious is in the round of 4. We're going to go to an interview and see how Curious is feeling now that he's made that final spot. A player that got a 3-0 victory to advance to the semifinals is Curious.
네, 감사합니다.
Says congratulations. He says thank you.
아, 자꾸
How do you feel to win 3-0? Feel to win 3-0.
사실 약간 올 때
I said I had a bad record against third players.
좀 약간 반반됐거든요.
I was confident before that interview.
첫판 해보고 딱 감이 괜찮았어요.
But after winning the first set, I knew that I could easily take the whole match today.
약점이 없는데요, 저기서? 왜 이렇게 잘하세요?
You seem to not have any weaknesses versus Zerg. How are you so good?
불꽃을 태우는 거라고.
Says, hey, I'm the older player. I don't have a lot of time left in me before I have to retire. So I think I just want it.
많은 사람이 바라고 있거든요. 응원 많이 받고 계시죠?
네, 좀 근데 뭐 저한테까지 직접 실감은 안 나는 것 같은데 그래도 뭐 주변에서 얘기해주는 거 보면은 많아진 것
He says, I heard that you gained a lot of fans. He says, I don't notice it myself, but my friends and my coach have been telling me that a lot of people are cheering for me.
이번 시즌
And I just want to thank all the people that are rooting for me and who are supporting me. It was a very difficult road up until here.
32강 시작 전까지는 제 실력에 대한
And before the round of 32, I didn't really have confidence in my skill.
좀 고민이 많았었는데
As the round progressed, I gained a lot more
어떻게
confidence.
잘 풀려서 여기까지 오게 됐고 이제 여기까지 오게 된 만큼 이제 진심으로 결승 무대가 이제 욕심이 나는 것 같아요.
So now that I'm in the semifinals, I really want to get into the finals.
하실 때만 해도 사실 이렇게 깔끔하게 4강에 올라갈 전력까지는 생각을 못했었거든요. 그런데 지금 16강부터
So nobody expected a 3-0 victory today, but you played a very clean game. Let's talk about the matches you played. In the second set, you prepared an all-in.
세트 때 제가 약간 운이 좀 따라졌다고 생각한 게
I think I was actually very lucky in the second set.
그 노가스 플레이를 보고
I saw that
저글링을
Rogue didn't have any gas.
좀 어느 정도 찍고 찔러서 보면서 맞춰가려고 했었거든요.
So that was why I produced my Zerglings.
갑자기 바로 완된 저글링이 굉장히 많이 뛰어오는데 아마 그 링을 안
So the
찍었으면
slow
못
links
막았을
came to my
거예요.
base.
그래서 되게 운이 좋다고 느꼈어요.
And if I hadn't produced enough at that moment, I wouldn't have been able to defend it, and I wouldn't have been able to win. But fortunately, I had enough, so I was able to bounce it back.
동등하게 됐을 때 여왕과 저글링을 돌리는 플레이에서 아주 꼼꼼함이 돋보였습니다. 3세트 만족스러우세요?
Are you satisfied with your play in the third set?
아 진짜 스스로 생각해도 잘했다 이런 만족스러움은 아니었던 것 같아요. 이게
You know, I'm not 100% satisfied with the game 3 that I won.
약간 8강 때도 의문이 좀 있었는데 올라갈 수 있을지 진짜로 내가 올라가나? 되는 건가 하는 그런 생각이 드니까 좀 약간 긴장이 돼가지고
I was really wondering if I could advance to the semifinals after being up
많이
2-0.
휘둘렸었던 것 같아요. 그래서
I started to kind of fall apart mentally in the third game.
여러 가지 상황이 있어서 좀 휘둘려가지고 100%
But hey, maybe that's because I'm an older pro gamer.
그래도 정신 차리고 잘해서 역전당할 여지를 안 줬다는 점에서는 만족하고
I was
있어요.
able to keep my calm until the end of the game.
군대 갈 타이밍은 절대 정말 아닌가 봐요.
네, 그래서 이제
Seems like it's not your time to go into the military yet.
오늘 정윤정 선수의 버프도 받으셨잖아요.
Says I'm going to do my best to delay it as much as possible.
어떠세요?
일단
So you're going to face Ray now in the semifinals. How do you feel about your ZvZ?
맨날 테란전 어렵다고 하는데 저그가 프로토스전이 훨씬 어렵거든요.
Protosses are saying that PvT is tough for them, but as a Zerg player,
준비
I
잘
think it's even
해가지고
tougher to play against the Protoss as a Zerg.
13년도 자유연하게 마지막 이후에 온 진짜 결승에 갈 수
It has been
있는
2
기회를
years
이번에는
since I've been in the
살리고 있어요.
semifinals. Wow, I guess he was at a semifinals way back when. This time around, I really want to capitalize on this opportunity to be in the finals of the GSL Code S.
여기까지 오는데 정말 많은 분들이 응원해 주시고 또
The support from the fans really helped me practice in advance.
잘 도와주고
And I want to thank also my teammates who helped me practice and prepare for today's match.
정말 응원해 주시는 분들과 연습 도와주시는 팀원들 그리고 감독님까지
I just want to say thank you to my fans and my teammates and my coach.
4강전에서도 꼭 결승에 진출하는 모습 보여드릴
I'm going to try my best to show some great performance in the semifinals against Ro8.
또 저희 팀이 이렇게 분위기가 좋아지게 된 데는 그 스베누 측에서
Also, thanks to my sponsor,
정말
SBENU.
지원을 잘해주시고 신경 많이 써주시거든요.
They've really been supporting us a lot.
그게 좀 긍정적인 영향이
And that's why our players have been doing so well recently is because of the strong support from SBENU.
이렇게 정말 아낌없이 지원해주시고
That's how you can tell this is an older pro gamer, by the way, guys. You notice the
황효진
interview difference here.
대표님과 승민 과장님께 정말 진심으로
So he wants to thank the CEO and all the staff at the company for supporting esports and supporting him and his team.
다시 한번 4강 진출 축하드립니다.
네, 감사합니다.
And that, again, guys,
자,
is the
이렇게
difference
오늘
between a pro gamer who is 23 and a pro gamer who is 16.
Indeed, it is a.
They are much better at interviews.
Indeed, it takes a while, I guess. But guys, next week, this is what we have in store for you. SOS going up against Bjol, and Rain going up against Curious. This is awesome. I cannot wait for it. This is like, we are going to have an insanely good finals here.
2 PVZs. I think most people would agree no matter what, a Protoss will get at least 1 spot in the finals. But frankly,
Yeah.
however this adds up, I'm fine with it.
I think it might be Bjol Rain.
It could be. Hey,
feeling it.
Curious is just, he's, for the last 2 weeks, been completely unstoppable.
I keep counting him out, so I don't know. I'm counting him out against Rain as well.
All right.
just to keep the streak alive. Curious is going down to Code A next week. You're like, no, he's already been a
can't
seed
even
as
go
of
to
last
Code A.
round. I'm like,
just to keep the streak alive.
Rain is going to 4-0 him so hard that Curious actually asks to go to Code A because that's the only place he feels safe after it.
Well, that does it. We only have 4 players left. We will be back on Wednesday, same time, same place, 6:30 Korean Standard Time. Also, you are always welcome to come down here to our studio at Samsung Station, where you can watch for free. That does it. Great work today. As always, Artosis, we love you guys. Good night.